This is the Star News Brief. I'm Tina Mombonen. Opposition politicians from Mt Kenya region are getting jittery over their continued stay in Azimio as a section of regional bigwigs gather for a key meeting on Friday. Insiders say there is a plot by the disgruntled team oscillating around NAK Kenya party leader Martha Karua to first galvanize the region and then announce their exit from Azimio. Today, the Karua group is expected to make a major statement, coming at a time there is hue and cry about taxation by President William Ruto's administration. Some of the Mt Kenya top cream who confirmed attendance include Public Service Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria, former Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria, Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni, former Laikipia boss Nderito Mureithi, Kikuyu elders and former Jubilee lawmakers, as well as influential businessmen from the region. Suspicion in Azimio were deepened by ODM leader Raila Odinga accepting to contest for the position of Africa Union Commission chairperson. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 40 shillings by logging on to www.mgazzetti.com. Kenya has finally given in to Uganda's demands to import its own refined petroleum products through the port of Mombasa amid revival of plans to extend the pipeline to Kampala. This follows a meeting between Uganda President Yoweri Museveni and President William Ruto in Nairobi. The two countries signed a tripartite agreement that will see Uganda National Oil Company import products through Mombasa before being moved by Kenya pipeline infrastructure to Eldoret and Kisumu depots for last-mile delivery by road into Uganda. The project is expected to kick off in December this year, according to insiders. The sting of poverty for Anastasia Madoni, not her real name, has now been worsened by demolition of her two-roomed mabati structure in Makoro kwa Ruben, plunging her to squalor that she has strenuously fought to survive. And as the rains seem to have subsided, it's a dog's life for Madoni after demolition threw her to the deep end. The distressed woman had her household items destroyed and has had to distribute her 4 children to relatives and friends to live with them in the meantime. As she starts life afresh, she says that morning she woke up excited when the client called, not knowing they would end the day with the money, tired from the exhausting job and homeless with nothing except the clothes on their bodies. 6 of 8 family members who died in the Mai Mahiu flooding tragedy were buried in Longonot, Naivasha in a ceremony full of grief. Tears flowed freely as the 6, who include 4 children, were buried next to each other in a public cemetery a few kilometers from the scene of the tragedy. For the family of John Mwangi and Mary Modoni, who escaped the floods, this marked one of the darkest periods as they lost a total of 8 members of the family. A relative, Tabitha Wanja, said that they were still trying to come to terms with the tragedy, having lost all their personal effects, relatives, friends and homes. And the national government will use an alternative route to transport the more than 60,000 tons of fertilizer destined for Ethiopia after floods swept off part of the Lamu-Witu-Garsen road. Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen says they will facilitate the evacuation of the consignment through an alternative route. The CS, who spoke when he inspected the damaged road, said repair works will begin in earnest. On Saturday, an Ethiopian-flagged ship, MV Abe 2, started offloading 60,000 tons of bulk fertilizer at the Lamu port destined for southern Ethiopia. KPA's Captain Ruto said this is the largest consignment of bulk fertilizer to have docked in Kenya, specifically the port of Lamu. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 40 shillings by logging on to www.mgazzetti.com.